Well, hello and welcome to the Young Rugby Big Week here on Instagram. And what a way to kick things off. I'm delighted to be joined by Leicester and Bristol stalwart, over 250 appearances, Prem appearances to his name, 3 England caps and a plethora of accolades. Welcome to the Young Rugby Big Week, Jordan Crane. Hello, Jordan.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. How about you?
Yeah, good. Getting on all right. Kids are enjoying the weather and stuff, so it's nice. Yeah,
So how's lockdown been for you?
yeah, it's been good. Like, obviously, it's been obviously we're at the house a lot and stuff like that. Was training and coaching as well this year, so it's been nice to spend a lot of time with the kids and just enjoy the garden. I don't think we could have been luckier with the weather and stuff like that. Obviously, it'd be nice to get back to some normality, but for me personally, it's not been too bad.
And you announced your retirement recently from the game. How has that settled with you?
Yeah, I knew that it was going to happen anyway. Nice at the start of the season, managed to, lucky that Bristol had offered me a coaching contract to go forward. So I played and coached the academy this year. So looking forward to getting into that. And I'd sort of got to the stage where I was sort of not playing as much and stuff like that. The body was struggling a little bit, but still on the right time to get out on my terms and stuff like that. You see a lot of players at the time with injury or, loss of form. It was just a nice time to leave the game, and sort of I'd achieved everything that I was going to achieve, and that was good enough for me. And, everyone has different points, but I was happy to leave.
I do want to touch slightly on your youth, in particular the fact that you started with a slightly different shaped ball. What made you switch from the career in football to one in rugby?
Yeah, I think, as a kid growing up, and I'm the same with my son, just let the kids play as many sports as possible, and then you'll find what direction you want to go in as you go older. Like, my love growing up was football, played loads of it, played loads of other sports as well. And probably when I went to high school, I was in like a football academy with West Brom. It was too serious at that age, 13, 14. You weren't playing every week, just wasn't enjoying it. All my friendship group changed at 14. They were all playing rugby, so I played a little bit before that, school, a couple of games a year in PE, stuff like that. And then I got in the county team, and they were all like, "Oh, come play for Worcester," as it was then, mini and juniors. So I went with them and never looked back after that. Made the decision 2 years later, offered a scholarship to go to Colston's in Bristol, and that was it from there, really.
You spent two great years at Leeds, and then you made the jump to Leicester in 2006. Can you recall what it was first like to walk down those steps at Welford Road in a Tigers shirt?
Yeah, I think I can still remember my debut now. We played Gloucester at home. It was a draw, actually, which is weird, as my debut for Leeds was a draw as well. So, no, it was obviously a massive club, a lot of expectation. But I was sort of coming off the back of 2 years at Leeds, where I played a lot at a young age, and almost sort of going to Leicester, wanting to play but having to start again almost, which is always difficult. But I'd sort of got that in my head, but I wanted to play as much as I could. I ended up playing a fair bit in my first year, which was great, and didn't really look back from there.
One moment I do want to touch on is the infamous penalty shootout, Cardiff Blues Heineken Cup semi-final. You, of course, slotting the deciding kick. What was that like?
It was weird, actually. So we didn't even know that it was going to go to penalties, which was the strange thing. So we played 80 minutes, played another 20 minutes. Everybody absolutely dying on their feet, and then they're like, "Oh, we're going to a penalty shootout." And you have half the group who step forward and go, "Yeah, I want to take one," and then you've got another 8 or so who are looking anywhere but at the coaches. So I was pretty confident, being young, being stupid, kicking a bit in the past. I was like, yeah, I'll take one, no problem. Growing up, playing football, loving the drama of a penalty shootout, watching World Cups as a kid growing up, and always wanted to be part of one. So I was keen to take one. If I'd had my way, I'd have took one a bit earlier, but the way that it panned out, I managed to get a claim to fame and a 100% kicking record. But we had guys like Harry Ellis, British Lion, unbelievable player. He was that nervous. He was trying to go to the other end of the pitch to try and practice his kicking because he was up after me. So it's just does strange things to people. But it's a great experience. Obviously, not the way that you'd want to see a team get to a Heineken Cup final. But for me personally, it was a good experience, and it's probably the last one that we'll see in rugby.
After a very successful decade at Tigers, including multiple Prem Rugby titles, you made the move to Bristol. What did you see in Bristol that made you want to move to the West Country?
I was probably coming off the back of my toughest year at Leicester. Aaron Major had come in, and after playing with Aaron, he sort of didn't really have me in his plans as a player, which was fair enough. It's one man's opinion. And I sort of got sold the dream at Bristol a little bit. It was, we've got this great stadium, we're coming up, we want to compete, we want to do this, we want to do that. I was like, oh, brilliant, to be part of that and help the club get back to where they should be would be a great challenge for me. Great place to bring the family up as well. So it was almost a no-brainer for me coming back where it all started, where I went to school, and then got here, and it was anything but that in my first year, which was always tough. And tough year at Leicester, tough first year here. Pat Lam coming in, sort of I've been tarnished with the brush of the last season almost. So having to then prove myself again at 30, 31 was always going to be tough. But what Pat brought in and the way that the club went was everything that I signed up for, and everything that I was sort of promised in the first place came to fruition through Pat. And the job that he's done has been immense.
You touched upon it there, but Bristol's rise has been pretty much a fairy tale in itself, and a lot of this backbone of this Bristol side is pretty much homegrown with a sprinkle of Piatow dust in between. What do you think has made this Bristol team click so well over these past few years? And I guess my real question is, how good is Pat Lam?
Oh, Pat, he deserves all the accolades he gets. He's basically took us from the club was in a bad way when he came in. Not in terms of infrastructure and stuff like that, just in terms of where we were going. And he changed the culture, he changed the mindset, he changed the vision of the team, along with Steve Lansdowne. So he's the guy who's managed to do all that, but then a lot of hard work from the players and a lot of buy-in from the players. And it's great to see that they're putting the resources into the academy to get the players through, because if you want to truly be successful at the top level, you've got to grow your own players as well. You can't just buy it because there's a salary cap, because of everything else. So if you don't produce the players at the bottom end, young players coming through, then you can't afford a Charles Piatow, you can't afford a Semi Radradra, because you've got to then buy other players in to cover other spots. So at the minute we've got a nice mix between youth and the stardust that you spoke about.
Next season, or slash this season, looks very promising for Bristol, as the club has been wheeling and dealing, as you mentioned there, in the first team market. However, I would like to hear your thoughts about the youngsters coming through the Bristol ranks. Who should we look out for in the years to come at Ashton Gate?
So obviously, I think everybody knows about Johan Lloyd after the way that he came onto the scene last year. So obviously, it's going to be a big year for Johan. But then three guys who came out of our under-18s team last year. So Tom Wilstead, another fly half, really good prospect. He was in the England 18 squad before everything got cancelled. Andrew Turner, a young loose head, might take him a little bit longer to progress, obviously front row and stuff like that. And then Diego Bailey, who's somebody who could possibly burst straight onto the scene. We've got some unbelievable wingers in the first team, but he might be able to get an appearance here or there. But he's got a lot of good physical attributes that could make him very good, very quick.
And finally, any words of advice for young rugby players who are looking to burst onto the Premiership rugby scene in particular?
I think you've got to enjoy what you're doing, and it's becoming more and more professional. 10 years ago, you could not train as hard, you could do what you want, and your talent would get you through. Now you need a mix of everything. You need to be talented, you need to work hard, you need to have the right attitude. And you see that with a lot of talented guys who don't quite make it because the attitude's not there. So we're blessed now because there's so many environments that are open to us. So the documentaries with The Last Dance, all the American football stuff, you see all the hard work that goes in. So it gives a lot of young people and a lot of people who are aspiring to be professionals, gives them a lot of opportunity to see what good looks like, which is good for them. And then if you can work hard and you're talented, you'll go a long way.
Well, thank you for joining me, Jordan. It's been amazing to hear about your illustrious career.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Well, stay safe, and I'll hope to catch you soon.
Cheers.
Jordan.
See you later, man.
Yeah, bye. Bye-bye.